Greetings and salutations to this wonderful Sunday. We have the ECC's Division 1 playoffs for you. This is the A stream where we'll show you the match Ascension Trinity versus Trinitas Blue X. My name is Nachtwish and I'm today joined by Javastrian. G, how are you doing, mate?
I'm doing very well, and I'm back again after I got the pleasure to cast some ECC yesterday. I just couldn't stay away any longer, and I'm very curious to see what's going to be happening between these two teams. I know that you have a bit of a personal touch to at least one of the teams, or even both, and you've been around for a long time. So why don't you enlighten us about the intricacies of these two teams?
Very much gladly will do so. Of course, on the one hand, we have the old standing ECC roster of Ascension Trinity, or the Org of Ascension, rather, which has been around since the Alpha season. The only one of two teams, the other one being Snakebite, that's still around from Alpha season all the way through Season 6. So it's... And then on the other hand, we have got Trinitas Blue X, their first season of ECC this year, but they have been competing in other leagues, especially in the German-speaking area, and especially in Nitro League. So it's a bit of a passing of a guard, maybe, if Trinitas win. So I'm really looking forward. They've got playstyles that will match up quite nicely, I feel like. And with Trinitas going for a more loose approach, more freestyle, flary approach, and Trinity going for a very disruptive, heavy gameplay, with Havoc being very, very aggressive normally, and Stealing Boost just being constantly in the opponent's face. So I'm really intrigued to how this is going to pan out. And speaking of which, Jiva, what do you think? What's your prediction looking like?
I believe my prediction goes to Ascension Trinity. It was a bit of a struggle between the two of us, like who was going to pick who, because you really wanted the underdog, and I kind of presented myself as I love underdogs, but then I was like, well, it's more fun if we have like differing stakes into the game. So I ended up with Ascension Trinity, I believe.
Yeah, and as you said before, I'm gonna quickly choose the underdog, and the main thing is I see it's going to be either a 4-0 sweep for one of the teams, or it's going to go to Game 7. I don't think there's anything in between, because both teams are used to playing on stream. Trinity being used to playing on the ECC stream, and as well on Noble Leagues, and Trinitas also being used to playing on the Nitro League stream. So I don't think there will be any rookie shivers around or any prospect panicking when coming to playing on stream. So I'm quite intrigued how this will turn out. But my pick is going with the underdog with Trinitas Blue X.
I think that's a very good choice. So now that we have like the idea of how these teams are going to be playing and everything else, for people who are new here, which me being included, one of them, what kind of level of play can we kind of expect out of these players? What kind of, if you put it in like Rocket League rankings, where do these players like stack up?
I mean, Trinity is more towards the higher end of the Division 1 spectrum, so it's about 1700, I would say. Hodge being their most standout player, I think he reached even 1800 last season. And Trinitas, I'm going to confuse the names a lot. Yep. And Trinitas definitely more towards the lower scale, also about 1600 to 1650 in MMR rankings. But that's a very surmountable deficit that they're going to have, which they can really they can make Trinity work, I feel like, with their loose play style and more aerial approach to the game. So
I mean, the big thing about like ranking in that way, it's not really looking at them for the extreme flashy things they can do. It's always fun when you can do flip resets and all kind of weird stuff, but it's about consistency. So based on the numbers, you have a little bit more consistency on the Trinity Force, while the Trinitas Force will have a little bit less. But when you are practicing together as a team, there's so many other things that start start adding into that factor, that whatever rank you are starts to matter less and less the higher up you get, because you're looking at passing plays, good communication, boost control, and like midfield pressure, and generally just ball control, not just hitting it away because you don't want the ball on your half. So there's a lot more things to look at with the teams than just those like those numbers. The thing is, it's nice to see like there's going to be a lot of consistency here. So both teams are going to probably be looking for very specific things and are able to do those very specific things. Not only think they can do them, but just actually performed them time and time again.
Exactly, very well put. So I think both of our teams are here. We can get going into the first game. Let's see who gets the strongest start. Hoping they join the teams real quick. And there we go. Now we've got Isaac versus Hodge on kickoff. Let's see who gets the first win of that.
Yeah, so we're just very curious what the kickoff is going to happen, and now we take it away.
And Hodge, not surprisingly, winning that kickoff very strong into the Trinitas corner, and Jess putting out immediate pressure after a really bad clear from Matt.
Yeah,
really dishes him up and just puts it in 1-0, 8 seconds.
And that's the kind of thing where you can talk about consistency. When you know that with one of your players, they just don't hit the ball as far as you would expect, and then you see those kind of shark movements from the Trinity guys just waiting for that touch to not be fast enough.
And as we're speaking of not being fast enough, Havoc just coming in, just beating the standing Trinitas defender. Isaac just didn't expect him to get the touch, and with the inside of the post, he puts it home. That's a really bad start for Trinitas. They need to get over it really quickly.
Yeah, but it's just kickoff, so you can easily recover from that. Just be like, okay, you know what? We're going to lose the kickoff on purpose into one of our corners, have one of our players wait with the ball there, and just see what you can do from there and not get all these kickoff goals happening against you.
Yeah, and now they seem to have stabilized a bit. They're now trying to get into offensive positioning. Now Isaac being up, getting a dunk on Jez, nearly forcing in, but Hodge being up to the task. Madness now trying to beat Jez, although he gets a good 50. And there's no one there from the pass from Hodge. Isaac was retreating on the other side, not being able to get on the end of that. It's in the Trinitas corner, but Nick with a good touch. Now Isaac versus Havoc, 1v1, flips too early, just makes it easy save for Havoc in the net. Now Jess, both defenders from Trinity missing this time, setting up Nick for a shot, but he puts it wide, gets the demo on exit though, so Trinitas are looking to extend their pressure, but not with passes like that, just completely gifting it to Ascension this time. What do you make of the first real minute of this game, Chivo?
Yeah, the first real minute definitely shows there's a bit of a skill difference here. We see a lot of pressure coming out of Trinitas. They are doing what they need to be doing. It's just the finish is not quite there. They had a few shots that went onto open nets that still bounced off. So they need to get their precision in because they need to start capitalizing on the chances that they get, because they're not going to get an extreme amount if we see Trinity getting their pressure play up.
Yeah, it's very well put. And as you have spoken already, then Nick had just a great chance with both the Trinity defenders being low on boost and just didn't have the accuracy to put it on net. And now Isaac trying to get it out, struggling for boost though. Good 50s though against Jez and Havoc. Madness decides to take it slow, goes up the wall. And there's the loose approach I was talking about earlier, but Hodge immediately up to the task and putting a stop to that. They're not willing to let Trinitas have any kind of space with those high aerial plays that they so prefer.
Yeah, and that's exactly the kind of play that you need to have. If you have creative players, they require space. Usually they trained in 1s or in 2s where you have that bit more space. But in 3s, you can just deny them all those chances and just ruin their day. They can't even get off the ground. They can't even do anything up in the air. And you can just choke out that creativity very quickly.
Yeah, no, we didn't have any pressure either from any of the teams so far, other than the 2 kickoff goals. They're pretty much neutralizing themselves offensively, with Trinitas having most of the possession, as they're carrying it forward now with Nick, but not really creating any serious chances, because the Trinity players are just often quick enough up to make those important challenges. And now Jess tries to build some pressure, gets immediately shut down by Nick. No one in mid. There's Isaac in mid to support him actually, but he just misses the pass, and now it's back to Trinity trying to get out of their own half. But I think Trinitas have definitely improved a lot since that first minute, which was a bit shoddy, and now they're just easing into the game.
Yeah, they're getting a bit of time to actually feel out their opponent and figure out what they need to do. And you're already starting to notice that Trinity is really expecting every touch to be perfect, every touch to be good. So if you're a Trinitas fan, you just want to tell your players, hey, go for fakes every once in a while, because they're going to go looking for blocks and you're just going to fake them out. Just be prepared to pick it up with a secondary player and move your offense from there.
Yeah, exactly. And now they're trying to do exactly that, maybe with Madness up, but Jess just gets it down. They need to look a bit more for each other. I feel like they're just very reliant on solo plays, as Hodge just gets 2 demos and Nick and Madness, and now Trinity have a lot of space. Havoc into Hodge, and he puts it into the top corner off the 90-degree angle and gets the rebound himself. A good utilization of the space they were given there.
Yeah, and it's those kind of extra plays. Like once you know you can trust your teammates that well, and you can find them that easily, passing plays become so much more dangerous. And that's going to be an adjustment for Trinitas to find those passing lanes and get in between them so they don't connect as well or at all. Because then they can shut down that kind of offense and make it a lot harder for Trinity to start scoring next game. Because this one is probably over.
Yeah, and Trinitas trying to get one for the road, maybe trying to get some momentum going, but Isaac just couldn't beat Havoc, I think it was, back in defense on that 1v1. Now Hodge trying to get it out. Havoc's not going to cut in the rotation and just rather leaves it back to Jess on the backboard. Havoc again, good first touch, looking for Havoc in the middle, but just cleared by Nick. Now Madness gets demoed for his effort to get back in time, and Jez, is he going to go for a fourth? No, he's not able to make the angle work, drops it, and it's 3-0 for Trinity in a very convincing game 1.
Yeah, I would just say that the beginning 2 goals just could be a little bit nerves. Like, you're the underdog, you're facing off against a team. There could easily be mistakes and things happening from that. But after those 2 big goal mistakes, they just easily started to challenge Trinity a lot more. Trinitas Blue looks like a team that could take at least a game off them if they just start in a stable position. Just make sure they fill their rotations right and keep pressure on the ball, because you don't want to give, like, Trinitas needs space to play, but Trinity, once you give them space, they will play with it as well and become just as dangerous, if not more.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think the most part is going to be speeding up a bit and trying to get Trinity to make some panic plays, and that way disrupt their normally very solid rotation. Let's see if they can maybe implement that into game 2 as they go forward, trying to maybe equalize the series here.
Yeah, and maybe even look for bumps and demos if you want to, like, really ruin that rotation. Just destroy people.
I mean, that always works, as Nick's put in a good shot. Havoc can't get to it, and that's a kickoff goal in revenge. Didn't see that one coming. I thought Jess had it all under control, but she just clears it into the sidewall. Nick's on it, and Hodge just can't get back in time. That's a good shot from Nick, and it's 1-0 now for Trinitas.
Yeah, just a bit of an overstep there from Hodge, thinking everything's fine, that challenge is going to be good, I'm just going to be able to join after that. And yeah, sometimes that doesn't pay off, that kind of overconfidence.
But just looking for Hodge to make it all good again, but with a combined effort of 2 defenders, they can deny him the chance. There we go. Deny him the chance to make that goal, and now Trinity is really looking to build some pressure. Hodge onto Havoc, just barely saved by Isaac. Now Trinitas definitely need to get out of their half. They need to put pressure on Jez. He has way too much time here. Looking for Havoc. Good challenge in the end by Isaac, but that was very close.
Yeah, the challenge was good, but it was a bit late. There was way too much time, and that's where you already heard that there was a bit of panic with you in your voice, like, oh god, what are they going to do? They need to challenge this, and that's kind of how Trinitas needs to start playing. They need to start forcing that every single time. But these are, like, very uncharacteristic mistakes for Trinity here.
Yeah, Jess was just with weird touch, and Isaac was still upfield looking for boost, and he could actually take that ball from Jess and put it into the Trinity corner. But now Hodge with a lot of space again in the air. Good challenge for Madness, but Jess is just perfectly positioned, waiting for that ball to come to him, and just puts it home for the equalizer.
Yeah, and that kind of a clear, while in theory very good, it doesn't help that you're they're like in the air but not moving. You want to have some momentum forward so you can push the ball into your opponent as well and push it past them a little bit, give it a little bit more speed, because if you're just hanging there, you're deflecting the ball and it's probably going to drop somewhere where a Trinity player is going to be waiting and watching for that ball to come down.
Yeah, as we saw now, Nick trying to be a bit more disruptive, maybe trying to implement that tactic into their own play, but Trinity can clear it. Now Havoc with the musty flick against Spectre, but Nick's already there to clear it. Madness gets challenged by Jess. Trinity just keeping up the pressure, and Hodge nearly dunking Isaac for the lead, but Trinitas can hold on. Now Madness needs to make a solid clear, but Jess is already on that as Nick gets demoed by Havoc. Now Hodge is up, no defender home. The defender got demoed and Hodge just clears it, puts it into the top corner.
Yeah, and this is Trinity flexing a little bit. They want to show dominance. They got the first game and they want to keep rolling on from there. They don't want to give Trinitas any kind of feeling that they can win this, because once Trinitas starts feeling that way, they might be able to find those very crazy plays and get past defender if they just believe in themselves. So take away that confidence and crush them before they can get started.
Yeah, exactly. And that only there, just barely saved by Havoc. Madness was ready for a double time. I believe he even had the angle to shoot it on net. That was a very crucial save there. And what we don't see from Trinity, what I expected a bit more, was the infield passing. I think there's only been like 2 or 3 infield passes. Until now, they just peppered the backboard. And Trinitas need to definitely try to get to the backboard and defend it more clear, more carefully, so that they don't get scored that way. As we say it, Madness just puts one home after the pass from Isaac. Again, this breakaway opportunity. Trinity maybe getting a bit overconfident for that.
Yeah, that's the correct word there. Overconfidence. They move up their third man just 2 steps too far. He's not able to keep midfield pressure, and that's what you want, but they give Trinitas the feeling that they can do this, and Trinitas is probably going to start building up some steam and even looking for the win here. Yeah,
but Hodge nearly puts it home for a 3-2, and now Havoc puts it wide, but they're still in boost control and just trying to get to mid. Now Hodge needs to make the challenge, does so. Looking for a player in mid. Havoc is there. Is he going to go up? No. Hodge is just trying to dunk his way through, nearly gets it as well on target. And now Trinitas in real trouble, but just booming it out. Already in position though on the offense. Nick was ready in the middle for the pass. Now Jess against Isaac. Isaac can get a touch on it. Very weird. Forces Nick into an awful position. And now who's got the read? Double commit from Trinitas now. They're a bit panicky still, as Havoc just completely clears out Nick, but no one from Trinity there to capitalize off of it.
Yeah, and it's the demo plays that's keeping Trinity in this quite well. They just want to get that one defender off because they know they can shoot the weirder angles. So just once your player your first player has moved up, just get him to go for a bump or a demo and see if you can clear out the goal, because that is where these easy goals come from that they now need to get the lead back.
Yeah, and now Madness just up really fast, trying to make Hodge into a weird save. But Havoc and Hodge is teaming up on that clear to get it to Jace and to get it actually clear, and now trying to build some offensive pressure again. Havoc just gets beat by Isaac though. Madness, heavy touch in the middle. Nick is not up for it, but Isaac just with the last ditch effort flies across the net to make the save. And now Trinitas are in real trouble. They don't seem to have a lot of boost left, and Havoc is piling on the pressure again. Where's Jess for the read? No, he doesn't get it. Havoc even cleared out the net, and now an unfortunate 50 could go back. Nick just can't put it in. Oh my god, what are we seeing here?
Just a lot of open net misses. The jitters for Trinitas thinking, hey, we can actually take this one. And they're like, oh, Trinity, we're losing this one. We shouldn't. On paper, we are better. And they're now waiting for that ball to hit the ground or to go into one of the nets. It's probably going to hit the ground unless they keep the rule 1 up.
I think they're very much interested to keep it up and don't make it into overtime. To keep it into regulation as Havoc just tries to get the read, puts it on the ground. It's overtime in game 2. How in your opinion, does overtime favor? Does it favor the underdog, or is it more for the main team to take it? And that's a very superfluous question.
It favors the one that wins the kickoff, because kickoffs sort of are that volatile moment, and we saw from the beginning of the series that Trinity has the better kickoff. They know how to play a bit more aggressive. They have a bit more options. If they win or lose the kickoff, they have more options to react to it because they have that little bit of extra experience. And you can see that once again in a kickoff, it just happens. Mistakes happen, and Trinitas is going to have to start working on their kickoff if they want to challenge like these bigger teams, because you can't give up this many goals from kickoffs.
Yeah, I think overall it has been like 3 or 4 kickoff goals that Trinitas have just let in. The first game would have been a lot closer as well. Now with the second game, to just lose it in overtime, really close as well. Although they have the minority of the shots, 6-11 is quite a big difference. It didn't seem like Trinity had all the pressure in the world. So I think there's still something in for Trinitas. Wouldn't you think so?
There's definitely something in for Trinitas, but the biggest change they need to make is they need to start hitting their open nets, because we saw a lot more chances than just 6 shots. The thing is, they went so far wide or so far out of any kind of dangerous position that they just didn't result in anything on the board and just didn't result into any goals. So if they can capitalize on their chances and get a couple more goals and stop giving up kickoff goals, because it was 1-1 if you didn't count kickoff goals in the first game. It was still tied up if you didn't count kickoff goals in the second game. So it might just be kickoffs being deciding factor here. And yeah, players just need to start playing more ones, I guess.
What do you make of it though? Like the kickoffs is a very difficult art to perfect. Do you try to kill it in the middle, or just try to get it into your back corner where the one of your teammates has collected the boost? How does Trinitas adapt to this change? Adapt to it?
You don't have the time to go practice perfection, so start doing weird kickoffs where you take control in your back corner. Losing a kickoff is easier than winning it, so try to do that more and more. Just lose the kickoff, give it in, get control of the ball, and work from there. Do not try to win a kickoff against an opponent that has shown to win almost every kickoff against you.
I mean, I think Trinitas are trying to implement that, looking at the kick of this game, and they're now trying to get a goal back to swing the momentum of the series into that direction. Nick, looking for a teammate, finds both Isaac and Madness. Now Madness gets around one over Hodge. There's no player there to follow it up, to punch it home. Nick trying again for the infield pass. It's the most infield pass that I've seen out of Trinitas in the last two games. Maybe they're trying something new with their defensive approach here, but now they're going to be forced on defense, needing to defend from infield passes. As Havoc puts it up to Hodge, and Havoc tries to get Isaac, but he just stays calm, stays grounded. Hodge can't make the goal. Now it's 2v2 temporarily. Isaac to Nick, Jess already up for a challenge.
Yeah, a little bit too slow there on the attack. The pass needed to come in a bit more directly so they could get a good hit off, but there was hesitation, and that is what cost them that chance of a goal.
Yeah, now Nick versus Havoc in the air. It's pretty much neutral, but Jess is already there to pick up the slack. Now Hodge trying to transition it, but again, both teams neutralizing themselves in midfield, but that's a terrible double commit from Trinity. They need to get Hodge to recover now in time. As he does so, gets a good 50 versus Isaac. Jess punches it towards Havoc, and now they're both up. Are they going to use each other? Yes, but Havoc just is too sharp of an angle to get Hodge though. Good rotation to come in as third man, keeping the pressure up. Madness with a weird touch to the ceiling, forcing both of his teammates up and giving Ascension Trinity all the time in the world, and Jess, a good shot, just makes use of that time.
Yeah, from the angle we saw, we knew that pass was coming. The entire field there was open, and it could have been one or the other way around. We saw an open net chance once again apparate in front of Trinitas. They need to capitalize on those. That is their ticket into winning these games, but they need to start grabbing those tickets, going to the chocolate factory, and actually never touch anything else and win the entire thing.
I think they've definitely improved since the first game though, and now they're trying to build the pressure, going for the fakes now as well, but just the ball wouldn't go in as Hodge clears it from the line, and now Havoc making a spectacular save to keep it out, to keep the Trinity lead as they're now transitioning into offense. Jess ran out of boost. Madness just with a good clear, but it's not only as far as Havoc, who looks for Hodge on the other side, couldn't quite find him, and now Nick just whiffs the ball, but is now back in rotation. Havoc taking over from his teammate. Hodge trying to keep the pressure up, and Jess really up really early. Didn't need to be, had a lot more time. Just slight lapse of communication there. And now Trinitas definitely need to get out of their defensive half. They're struggling to boost a bit, I feel. Now Isaac needs to make that touch here. Got beaten by Havoc. It's just no hope for Trinitas at the moment.
I mean, there's still hope in that there's still time on the clock and there's only one goal against. They just need to beat past the defenders like this, get that ball in for once, and still they can't seem to finish. It's like there's a curse on the blue net and Trinitas cannot get past it.
And now they're making defensive mistakes as well, but Hodge just puts it fairly wide into the corner. Now Havoc taking his time, looking for Jess in the middle. He couldn't get on the top of it. Now Madness just trying to look for Isaac, but he has already rotated back, aborting that offensive positioning. He's trying to get more stability on defense. Madness with a lot of boost and then a 1v1 against Havoc, but just being forced to fit very early by Jess. Nick trying to get for Madness, and there we go. The curse has been broken.
Yeah, very good attack there. Havoc just not able to clear that one and take control of the ball. Hodge is getting beaten out, and it's that extra step. Every single time Trinitas had a chance, they didn't have that one extra man to pop it in. This time, they commit their last man, they get it done, they rotate back fast enough. It was still safe, but they do get the goal.
Finally, maybe they can get use of that momentum as Nick bumps Havoc, but that doesn't quite work. Now Hodge gets a really nice dunk onto the ball from Madness. What is going on? Gee, I don't even know how to put that into words. That was just in complete and utter chaos in front of the Trinitas net, but they somehow get away with murder here.
Of all the words you could use chaos and not havoc? That would have been an interesting one.
But yeah. I didn't want to use that yet.
Fair. With 4 seconds left, are they going to try and keep it up now, or are they going to let it drop down?
I think Havoc is very much interested in keeping it up and trying to get the goal. Just nearly getting it in, but shooting against Hodge, who clears the ball. But nothing's over until now. Now again, the kickoff's going to be very important for Trinitas. They need to have a solid kickoff here, as they do have one. Trying to get the pressure onto Trinity immediately.
Yeah, this pressure, if they can keep it up, is going to be very good for them. But we see the counterattack coming in from Hodge. The 50 is good. I gotta say that I like the chances here for Trinitas, but they do need to get the goal now. They have seen the chances. They need to risk it, because getting falling another game behind is going to make it so hard to come back.
Yeah, definitely. And now they're both in the swing of things in OT. Kickoff period is very much over as Isaac gets it clear. Only as far as Jess, who puts it behind Nick, forces him to a weird save, but no one from Trinity to get some pressure on him, and they can freely move the ball upfield. Now Isaac, is he going to go up? No, he sees that Hodge is going to beat him. Hodge sees Havoc there, looking for the redirect. No, but Jess is there to follow it up, playing cleanup man yet again as in the third man role, and just punching it home 1 minute into overtime.
Yeah, and Hodge with the fake was very important there. Even if you can't get the touch, going up forces your opponent to react to that and stay grounded or challenge you there. So letting those two stay in net because of that fake made the finish there a lot easier.
But nothing to take away from the finish. It was very well placed. I think one bit more into the middle, and the Trinitas player could have gone onto it. And now Trinity are on match point.
Yep.
It's going to need a reverse sweep from Trinitas. I mean, I'd love to see a reverse sweep, but it's looking very unlikely for Trinitas to take the series.
It would be one of the biggest reverse sweeps I have ever seen in my 3 years of casting. I've seen comebacks that are insane, but this one would take all the cakes.
I mean, all of the games have been very close. I think we've got the 2-goal or the 4-goal game in game 1, which was sort of a adjusting game. And then we've got 2 1-goal games, both of them going to overtime. So it's definitely in the realm of possibilities here.
Definitely. I think they do have a chance to get into this. Again, they need to make sure they don't lose too much on kickoffs. And after that, commit that third man. Make sure you finish the chances that you get, because you're not getting as many as your opponent. So whatever you do, be efficient with the ones that you do get.
And they're trying to definitely get a hold on the kickoff as Nick just gets a very crucial save right in front of Jez. And now Isaac needing to be up, but Madness was so as well. And Hodge going for a back pass, deciding that it's best to roll up the attack and try again with a bit more time and boost. As Jez puts it to the backboard, but Nick there to make it clear. And now Madness taking over. He's up as well. Beat Jez. And Hodge is nowhere at the back post. That's a horrible rotational mistake. And Trinitas take the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and I don't think Trinity is going to be shaking in their boots just yet, but it is a good start for the Trinitas boys to get into this game on the right foot. They always fell behind very quickly. Again, do not give up a kickoff goal, and from here you can start working on winning this first game and starting your reverse sweep.
Now Jez creating a bit of pressure. Hodge up, needs to make a solid touch. Maybe gets a second one. No, only as far as Nick. He doesn't have the boost to go for the double tap. Now Hodge up again, misses the ball. Madness is there, puts it home. No, Jez saves it. Incredible save from Jez off the upper 90 as well.
Yeah, an insane save. They're working to take this ball away to make sure that Trinitas cannot get that second goal, because 1-goal games, when you get 2 goals behind, do start feeling a lot more dangerous, and you just don't want to give Trinitas any kind of chance, because you see that they can win this.
Well, that was just something from Madness. I'm not quite sure what, but then a good follow-up from Hodge to get that angle, and Isaac not back in time. And now it's all squared again. 3:37 still there from the clock, so a lot of the game still to play. Isaac versus Jez on the kickoff, but that's a horrible kickoff. Jez gets to the end of that one as well, but Madness just gets back in time. And now, oh god.
This is where the down rank train starts. Once you get behind after losing 3 games already, you need to be pretty confident to stay positive, to stay in this game, and I believe Trinitas can do it. They have the right spirit for it. They now just need to make sure that they score at least 1 to take it into overtime.
They're definitely capable, but they need to build some offensive pressure in this game, in this 4th game of the series, as Madness trying to get it clear. Isaac being disrupted by Havoc, who pretty much hindered him from going up for the ball. Now Nick, with a lot of time, a lot of space, deciding to go for a flip reset, dunking Havoc, but only as far as Jez, who just booms it clear. Now Madness...
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, now Havoc just interrupts that passing play from Nick to Isaac. Isaac gets demoed by Hodge, but both Trinity players being a bit awkward, just sticking back post, making it very difficult for Trinitas to score though, as they're trying to mount an attack here.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they're resulting in just going for passing plays instead of just trying to go for 1 extra shot, hoping that the defender makes a mistake. We've seen that Trinity doesn't make too many mistakes, so it's not really one thing you want to hope for, but looking for those short passing plays makes them a lot more dangerous, and this could be the chance they need. And oh, the own goal is what ties us back up with 2 minutes and 21 seconds left.
Yeah, as you said, the passing play. Isaac sees Madness in the corner, and Jez just unfortunately positioned to put it in for the 2-all, nearly at 2:22 as well. So we have less than half the match to go, and we're again all squared. Now Jez trying to beat Isaac, as he does, finding Havoc as well. Where's the player in the middle? Nowhere. Nick just gets a save. Double commit now from Trinitas, but no one from Ascension there to quickly follow it up so they can get away with it this time.
Again, one of those chances that you see pop up every once in a while for Trinitas. This is a good one with a pass, not the shot you would like for that one, but they're getting chances. They just still need to finish them and get them on net, because we've seen so many wide shots going onto an open net.
Yeah, now Havoc side foot accidentally, so alleviating all the pressure for Trinitas without them having to waste any bit of boost on that. Now Nick, good position for the clear. Gets to Havoc. Madness with a lot of time in the air, although Jez is already up from the backboard. And now what a shot from Isaac, but gets denied by the crossbar. That's just unlucky. The shot was really well. Couldn't quite make the accuracy or get the accuracy in point as they're trying to get more pressure though. Isaac cutting in rotation to keep that ball in the Trinity half. And now Trinity looking to get away, but no, they're just being suffocated, nearly suffocated in their own half as they're both struggling for boost.
That was a very good chance here for Trinity, and a shot comes in again. Their accuracy is falling. I think they want to finish this off as cleanly as possible and move on as quickly as possible, but it feels like they're not playing the same controlled style that they were. Trinity is just falling back onto more chaos, more solo queue kind of play instead of those passing plays that we now see Trinitas using to good effect against them.
Yeah, and as we speak, Havoc looking for Hodge in that passing play, who's giving it back in the 1-2 to Havoc, but the Trinitas defender being up for the save. Now 10 seconds left, Havoc going up, missing the flip reset, and Hodge just taking it into the Trinitas corner, and who's been going back, getting boost, and now puts it into the corner for overtime. Third consecutive overtime in the series.
Yeah, and they should be proud of themselves already to get to this overtime. But now, get your first win. Show everybody that you can do it. Do not fall to a kickoff goal and keep that pressure on that blue goal. You are Trinitas blue, so you should be able to.
And that was a bit of poetry right here in the ECC cast, as we see Jez bumping it forward to Hodge, who just leaves it for Jez as he comes in, and Havoc forces the defender to make the save. Now Nick onto Madness, trying to get out of it. And no one's pressuring the ball. No one from Ascension and no one from Trinitas either. Nick gets it in the sidewalk, buying his teammates some time to get boost. Goes for the challenge against Havoc, as Madness is perfectly positioned in the corner to make something happen out of this. Maybe Isaac just helping him by cutting in and getting that 50. Now Nick trying to dribble it around Havoc. Great dribble. And can he maybe punch it home? No, but Isaac is up already, and Trinitas take the 3-1. Let's go.
What a play there from Nick. I mean, that kind of catch is something to behold. Throwing it up, catching it himself, even beating out the defender there, putting it up, hitting it once again and hitting it, and then Isaac there for the finish. That was a beautiful set of plays together. I gotta say that this is the chance for them. This might be the start of a very long series. You said it was either going to be a sweep or it was going to go to Game 7. Are you expecting a Game 7 reverse sweep scenario for Trinitas now?
I mean, I'm not that sold yet, but I definitely seen a lot of promising attacks from Trinitas. If they can get their accuracy on point, they would have scored 2 more this game, I feel like. Same with Trinity though, so it really depends who gets their accuracy in check earlier. If Trinitas can get the momentum going and just keep up the pressure on the Trinity net, then I can see a Game 7 coming, especially with Ascension being an org that's renowned in the ECC for sort of bottling playoff when it most counts. So everything is still up to play for.
Oh, so they're working against their own orgs, like sadness as well. That is harsh. Seeing your chances go away like this. I definitely think it's not over yet. I think they still have a pretty easy clear to finish this one, to just run on and clear this one out as quickly as possible. But the thing for Trinitas is they weren't expecting to get that one game. Probably they were like, okay, we don't really know what's going on. We don't really know how far we're going to be making it, but taking the first one already is a good start for them, and maybe they can take it even further.
Yeah, it's all about how they can use that momentum now. Unfortunately, that chain has been broken a bit by the server just giving up on life, so they can't immediately go back on the gas. And I think Trinity is going to use that time that the game has just given them to get themselves sorted, to go back to the games, to ways of Game 1 where they played really well against Trinitas, and trying to close it out now as we're waiting in the new lobby for Trinity to come back to us. So what do you think now is the key for Trinitas to make it work, to make it to Game 7?
Ooh, to make it to game 7, I think just keeping a level head. Do not give it away. Like, do not start believing in yourself too much. Play to win, but play safe. And it's kind of double because I'm also saying, hey, risk your third man, but maybe risk your second man. Your first and second man, those are the guys that need to do in all the work, and then your third man can stay back a little bit. Make sure you keep up pressure and play through that. But you need some extra demos. You need some extra ones. You need someone to either get bumps or demos, or at least finish off those loose balls, because we still see way too many loose balls in front of the Trinity net that Trinitas can just not capitalize on.
Yeah, and maybe they can try to get on work for that, as we're all parties are back in here, and they're gonna join for the 5th match of the series.
Yeah, let's hope it's the 5th match and not the final match of this already very, very tense series.
Now let's see who's going to get. It's Jess versus Isaac, who gets a very good kickoff. Madness through on net and just punches it home. 3 seconds into the game, first goal for Trinitas.
Well, that's a bit of a taste of your own medicine kind of goal, and I like it. The justice starts good for Trinitas, and Trinity now has to get the step up and make sure they can tie this one up and not score an own goal to ruin their chances, because that's kind of where everything fell apart last game for them.
But now Madness needs to buy his teammates some time as the double commit on the attempted dunk, trying to get on the end of that pass from Isaac, as they're trying to build up some pressure to get the second goal. But Jess up for that challenge. Isaac now being challenged by Hodge, who's just very aggressive right now, as Jess puts it back in the corner, trying to go for a second ball. As Havoc comes in, helps his teammate out, and trying to find the pass towards Hodge, but Nick was up for it, getting the challenge and alleviating some of the pressure. Now Nick trying again, but gets stopped by Hodge in the 1-1. Gets the demo on him though, as Isaac will take over. Madness needs to get the good hit, but doesn't quite get it. Havoc now without boost, but Nick doesn't know this. He's already up for it. First minute of game 5. What do you make of it, G?
Oh, it is a very, very good start here for Trinitas, but can they keep it up? The goal starts to get peppered a little bit. As we start talking about it, the 1-1 is made. Jez takes it home, and finally they stop missing open nets.
Yeah, Isaac just very eager to get out of the net there, just leaving it completely undefended, and Jez will take that every day of the week. Puts it home, 1-0. We've been in this situation last game. We've been in this situation quite a lot. Trinitas can definitely bounce back from this, and so can Trinity to get some more pressure out of it. As they're now 3v1. Jess drops the ball, gets the pass to Havoc, who's trying to get around Isaac and 50s the shit out of him to just push the ball in. That's 1-0, and that's a great play.
Yeah, just Havoc keeping his cool there, noticing that there is the possibility of going under the defender, because we saw a bit of a jittery pre-jump there. Keeping that calm, driving it under the last defender and popping it in from there.
Now Trinity really seeming quite angry and trying to stamp their authority on that game, trying to get the third goal. Building some pressure already. Now Havoc going up for it. Jess in the middle, already there, just beating out Madness, and demos him on the way out as well. Puts it in for the third goal. Trinitas needs to find a way to combat this.
Yeah, they need to find something to get away from these pressure plays. They need to look for either good passing plays out of the defense or just longer balls, but not towards the opponent. Hit it into a corner that's empty, or hit it to one of your teammates. Send one of your guys up, have a passing position to play for, and play from there, but don't keep giving up your possession of the ball, because that is what's getting you into these pressure plays to begin with.
Now Trinitas looking to set up those pressure plays that Trinity has been setting up on them, as Nick is now 1v1 versus Jess. What is he going to do with it? Tries to go underneath, but Jess is already up for it, and gets a good 50. Now Madness, really good dunk onto the pinch from Trinity, and now Isaac coming up for a good rotation, coming out from Trinitas to try and keep up the pressure. Madness coming in for a Jess, trying to block it mid-air, but can't get to it. 3-2, this one-goal game again.
And we saw Nick getting a good chance for a 1v1 dribble play once again. Couldn't capitalize on it. This is Chaos, apparently. The name doesn't say that, but people are confusing. It was still an amazing shot, and like I said, the kickoff goal or the goals, the open net misses are kind of stopping finally. Both teams have warmed up and they're ready to play, and it's still all to play for. Still 1 goal down for Trinitas, but they are getting closer and closer to taking this game and getting their second in the series.
As Jess gets a great 50 underneath the Trinitas defender, and Hodge being in the right position to get another great 50 against the who just puts it home for the game.
Yeah, I mean, 2 goals in 2 minutes, it's still all to play for, but it's starting to look a lot less likely. Trinity is just a little bit more clinical with their ball. They keep control of it just a little bit better, so we're not going to see enough, we might not see enough chances for Trinitas for them to come back. But hey, never say never. It's not over until the final whistle blows, so let's see what happens.
Hodge now in that 1v2 nearly gets it around Nick as well, as he had Isaac already beat. Nick just getting it clear to the ceiling. And now Trinity on the attack. Jess puts it wide, but Havoc's already there for it, maybe expecting the miss even off from his teammate. Now he's bullying Isaac in the corner. Jess taking over, trying to drop it mid, but just gets too heavy of a touch on it. Isaac gets it clear, only as far as Hodge though, who gets around Nick on the ceiling. He's got the flip reset to work with, puts it up for Jess, who can't put it home. The crossbar denying him the fifth goal from Trinity. That would surely have put the game to bed.
Yeah, definitely. So a little bit of luck, a little bit of an angel on their shoulders to make sure the ball doesn't go in, but it's still not over. The goal is getting peppered. The half is getting peppered. They do not have a lot of breathing room, and Trinitas is breaking apart now as Trinity is just going all out, even using demos to get that last defender out of the way.
Yeah, you see Nick trying in vain to jump over the demo from Jess, but Jess already read it, jumping as well to snipe him out of the air, and Havoc just driving it in slowly. Now 43 seconds for 3 goals is definitely not impossible, but just very improbable.
Improbable, yeah. I mean, kickoff goals can always happen, but we've seen which team is the kickoff goal winner usually. So statistics are not on their side, and it seems with this extended amount of pressure play that's going to be coming out now from Trinity, this is just the timer counting down, and Trinitas losing their series here.
Yeah, very close. Although maybe they can get one for the road as Madness tries to get it around Jess. He's already been up. Havoc looking for Hodge. Maybe Hodge trying to get it into the top corner, but Nick is already pre-jumping there to make sure it doesn't go in. And now it's just getting killed in front of the Ascension net. They can't get it in, and the curse has not been lifted on the blue net, only for 1 game. And Trinity take it away from 5 games.
Yeah, but still, it should feel very good for Trinitas. The way they fought against a team that on paper looked so much stronger, they played very well. They knew how to get up on it. It wasn't enough in the end, so they have some things they need to work on. But overall, they can feel pretty good about everything that happened, and I really hope to see more of them in the rest of the playoffs, and them at least playing, I believe now, for 3rd place and finishing that off strongly.
Now, Trinity is now going for the next match on the B stream against the winner of No Hope versus Glasgow Storm, which is currently in Game 7. So if you want to join the Game 7 match, go over to ECC GG2 to watch the B stream for Hype Game 7 and to see who will be playing Trinity next. For Trinitas, unfortunately, it is over. The chance of playoffs, they will be staying in Division 1 for next season if they decide to sign up again. But that has been us for this game. The next game will be going live in about 10 to 15 minutes. As is me done, you will hear Javastian's voice again in the next game. See you and take care.